First things first, guys. How are you?
Well, Amsterdam's awesome.
Okay. Did you get to wander around a little bit?
I did yesterday.
Yeah, I did a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Where did you go?
I actually kind of stayed around the hotel because I've been to the city center a few times, and I kind of just wanted to see the outskirts and just kind of see where it was, and it was really beautiful. I saw some of the countryside, and yeah, I love Holland.
Okay. Well, before we talk about the music you make and your latest record, I'd like to go back a little bit. Both of you started playing an instrument. Avi, I believe you started playing classical guitar. Kevin, you played piano, cello. What made you change your focus or shift your focus to your voice?
Well, I actually my focus was always my voice,
Okay.
but I did I play guitar, a little bit of piano, a little bit of mandolin, harmonica, but I've never really switched. I continue to focus on the voice, and I'm starting to add back in the instruments now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
why are you now getting back to the instrument?
I've been working on some of my own stuff, so just writing for my own some solo project that I've been doing, and so I've been working on that, producing that.
Okay. And Kevin?
I've always loved instruments. I started off playing piano and cello and saxophone, and I think the voice is something with beatboxing, just kind of something that I naturally did all the time. My parents legitimately always told me to be quiet and shut up while I was in the car doing it. But I guess really the reason I focused on the voice was only because the band had asked me to. I put up a video of me playing cello and beatboxing that went viral. So they saw that video and said, hey, we'd love for you to be in the band for beatboxing. And I never thought this was going to be my career. I never thought I was going to be a beatboxer professionally. I thought I was going to go into medicine. I thought I was going to live in China and do work as a doctor. But this came up, and I've loved using my voice ever since.
And Kevin, when you Avi, when you saw Kevin on YouTube, what did you guys see in him to ask him to join the band?
He was like, "What the heck? I don't
Yeah, I was like,
want
if there's one beatboxer we shouldn't get, it's him.
I know, and
but-
super majority.
Yeah, I was like, no, let's definitely not get this guy. No, I'm joking. No, honestly, what I was most impressed with was that he wasn't just a beatboxer, he was a musician, and I feel like that's super, super important, especially with a cappella, because it's our job to literally produce, to recreate, the pop sound,
Sure.
And so it's really great that I have a teammate in this that is not just like a beatboxer, like trying to do all these crazy sounds, even though he can do them. It's more about producing the track and making music and working together.
You guys kind of make up the rhythm section of this group.
Yeah, rhythm and bass.
How important is the rhythm section in a
gosh.
pop structure?
Legitimately, I think it's paramount to what we do. I mean, without us, I feel like what they would do, it would sound amazing, but it wouldn't have the drive that would, I think, attract as many people to what we do as a cappella. And so we really try to make it as interesting and as full and as unique as possible.
Absolutely.
Is that, well, especially for you, because you were asked to join the band, was that a challenge at first?
It was because when I first met them, they were asking me to do things like EDM with, kind of like the wobble bass type stuff and all these different sounds that I had never thought was possible. So while we were on the Sing Off, the TV show that we were on in the United States, I was just studying every single morning, just understanding how beatboxers do the certain sounds that they were asking me to do, because I legitimately had no idea how to do it. So it was definitely difficult. But I think over time, unique challenges definitely present itself, because we want to continuously make ourselves full, but the different types of songs that we want to do call for different ideas. So he and I just there's just a lot of things to think through. So it's fun though.
When you approach a song then, and maybe even if you just listen to the radio, do you immediately single out, does your brain single out kind of the bass and
oh my gosh, now me personally more than before.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever there is a good chord progression, that lines up the melody in the right way, like I'm always super about it.
All day.
But yeah, and that's really always the bass line, So yeah, I always listen to that. But lately, I've actually been really listening to the production, just like how how a songwriter and how a producer will put together a song and really make it come alive. Because it's all the subconscious stuff that really makes the track what it is.
Can you give me an example of that, maybe from your last record, something subconscious kind of that?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of.
Can't Sleep Love, I feel like, because that we did a lot of.
Yeah, they're. I mean, yeah, they're. Yeah, actually, no, that's a great example. Kevin and I went in for Can't Sleep Love and just kind of added little things here and there that if you were to ask someone if they'd heard it, they would be like, maybe, I'm not sure. But if you were to take it out, then they would definitely miss it. You know, and it's those things in production that, the subconscious things, the subtle things that you add in there that really make the track come alive. And so it's really exciting to be able to do that with him.
Yeah.
And well, speaking of this, how does this translate then to the live performance, where you don't have the technical stuff of the studio, where you can't track
I mean, we always try to make sure everything that you hear, we can absolutely do live. And if the subtle things that we do add in there, that they're not necessary for a live performance. Because at the end of the day, we make sure, once again, whatever we do, when you come to a live performance, you get the essence of exactly what the song is, and that you don't miss those little ear candy type things, because what we do already is so full. And so it doesn't need anything else.
And in 2015 was kind of a change for you guys, because you started doing covers, obviously some original material, but now the focus was fully on original material. What was the reasoning behind it? Why was that the point when you, as a group, said let's go for our own stuff?
I think that it's something that we've always wanted to do. I think that we were kind of just waiting for the right time. We know that our bread and butter is, it's covers. People love that, but we really would like to shift the focus to originals, and to be an original artist, and for people to like us, not just because we do, we switch other people's songs, but because we can make beautiful music on our own, and so we're really working hard towards that.
Yeah, and I think that was always somewhat the goal, but we knew that starting off, we weren't sure if people would receive what we do well if we started off with original material. And because acapella is so different, we knew that if we took songs that people already knew and reimagined them in a way that people would say what we do is really, really incredible, then we knew we could build a fan base enough that when we do put out original material, people would be willing to listen to it.
It's an interesting point that you make in terms of the popularity of acapella music. In the sense that in America, I know it's quite a big thing, but as you travel around the world, do you notice certain areas where it's still up and coming, or?
Oh.
I think it's a little bit tough for us because whenever we go somewhere, it's usually for tour. And so whenever people come to our shows, they're already into acapella, you know? So I would say by maybe the size of the shows in certain places, I think it's a little telling, by how many people will come to our show. But at the end of the day, I think that overall, acapella is really something that people are really understanding more and more and more. And also, I just think that it's getting better and better and better and more competitive, to other types of genres.
And what is obviously you post a lot of stuff on social media, so what is the role in social media of kind of globalizing what you do?
I think that social media is really the heart and soul of our everything, our
Absolutely.
brand. Without social media, we would not be able to show people exactly what we do, because if they just hear it, it may come off as not believable, or that we're using other things. But when people can see us do it and see us do it live and know that we're not using anything else, it really brings together exactly the essence of what we do and what is so special about it.
And with the move to more original material, does having done all those covers, does that help in having to dissect all those songs? Did that help in songwriting and in that process?
Absolutely. I think we have deconstructed these songs so many times that we kind of had the pop structure somewhat down. But now I was trying to figure out how we could utilize that pop structure to create original material that worked extremely well for us. So we work with so many songwriters in the pop world that really understood songwriting and pop music, and then pairing that with what we do, it was a really interesting mix, because some things that we understood they didn't understand about us, and then some things that we didn't understand about pop music they really understood. So it was a really good collaboration, and it's really interesting because now we're trying to place our stuff into the radio, and it's kind of going back to the first medium of just audio. You have to hear it and hope that the song is really, really amazing. And so that's why, for us, it's now trying to find really amazing songs and write amazing songs that people would say, I don't even care that this is a cappella. This is just a great song, and it just so happens to be a cappella. So it's been really interesting I guess, challenge that we're facing.
Is the aim then kind of just what you mentioned, that you kind of want to blur the lines between music and a cappella, that if people hear it, that they think, well, this could just as easily have been somebody playing an instrument? Is that kind of the
I guess
aim?
in a sense.
Yeah, in a sense, I would say it's more about a subconscious feeling of like, what we're trying to explain is that we want for people to like our music for our music, and not because it's a cappella, not because not because we've added this or that, anything like that. We just want people to forget about everything except for the music.
Yeah.
We are a band, and we just happen to use our voices.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, then, what song on the record, and it's open to both of you, do you think you achieved this the best?
Oh man, there's so many, but there's a song that we wrote called Na 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 that I really don't think people would care. It's just a fun song.
Yeah, it sounds like it was born to be a cappella.
Exactly.
But you don't think about it being a cappella when you hear it. You just think about how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
And it's happiness in the song.
Yeah, it's really like, We Will Rock You. Like, it has that much of a vibe, and it's really, that song is just dum 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 dum. It doesn't really need anything else except the vocal and that. So it kind of has that vibe that I think really works well for the song.
Where did the song start? Do you remember that moment?
Oh, I remember exactly how the song started. So we were writing with this girl, Taylor Parks, and I went into the songwriting session. She and I were talking, and then he comes in, chipper as I don't know what. And then he's like, hey guys, I want to write a happy song today. And it's just so funny because I feel like the songs that you write are more like deep and serious. But he's
Absolutely.
like, I just want to write a happy song. And we were all like, well, okay. So he came in and he said he was listening to, was it Walk?
Walk Like an Egyptian.
Walk like an Egyptian.
That's the one that we wrote.
Sorry, let's just say that's jet lag. Walk Like an Egyptian by the
the
Bengals,
Bengals,
right? I was
Yeah,
going to say something
absolutely.
that's completely different. And so we just kind of started there, and then we wrote the song.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Very
Absolutely.
welcome.
Thanks.